How much do you know about K-food? How much hanshik have you eaten?
We invite you into the world of Korean food, of course, including the history and culture of it.
We'll introduce trendy foods and famous restaurants on Dish of the Day with
Chef Ryan Phillips.
We're so lucky to have Chef Ryan in the studio every single week, bringing us the freshest ingredients, the most delicious dishes, and from time to time on a rare occasion, maybe some fast food or pre-packaged something. But
When you force me to.
Yes, it's never Ryan's choice, and the writer's always very worried when I might suggest that. She's like, are you sure Ryan's going to be okay?
Hey, man, French fries taste good.
They do.
Instant noodles taste good.
We went to the Golden Arches the other day. We went on a walk over our neighborhood mountain, and then it comes down on the other side of Pungbear near the station. There's a Mickey D's there.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, milkshake because we're a bit hot. Let's dip in the freshly cooked French fries.
Right.
And the French fries were like, they'd been left out for a while. You know, they weren't the freshly cooked, and they were just so disappointing. But apparently,
if you're gonna do it,
yeah,
you want it to be,
fresh out the cooker, really crispy. Apparently, you can ask them to give you fresh ones. But me and my wife are not that kind of people, so we just didn't ask at all. We were just like, this is rubbish. But you're right, French fries do taste good. How have you been, Ryan? You're wearing your sandals, your flip-flops for the first time.
I got my
this year.
It feels nice.
Is it not too chilly in the mornings? Because the temperature difference, I don't know, last week was quite stark in the mornings, maybe low single digits.
It's gonna go back down apparently a little bit, but last night, I had the windows open all night.
Oh, wow.
See, I've got the front veranda has like thousands and thousands of baby pepper plants.
Oh, wow.
You know, and it's got windows on it.
Yeah.
And so that's like my greenhouse until we move them to the greenhouse once it gets a little warmer.
Yeah.
And 10 degrees is okay for peppers, but below that is not. So I saw that it was going to stay above 10 just barely and left them open all night.
Nice.
Past couple of nights, actually.
Because it's really important for plants to get a decent amount of air and like circulation, right?
Yeah, definitely wind is really important for peppers at least.
Yeah.
You know, if you're growing things indoors, having a little fan on it, especially when they're young plants, if you don't do that, when you take them outside eventually, they'll just flop right over and then you end up growing this thing that's all gnarly, or you got to tie it up or whatever. But yeah, you put a fan on them and they just really get nice and strong.
Oh, really? That helps to strengthen them. Because we had that tangerine tree, that I've been talking about.
Yeah.
And we noticed we still kept it in for a little while longer because, just like you said, just in case it drops below freezing. But now I think we're okay.
I think so.
Yeah. And so we took it outside and we noticed the leaves. Well, I noticed a while ago they're really like shiny suddenly. Like it looks like there's a sticky gloss on them.
Yeah.
And that's apparently not a good thing. My wife was looking it up and it's some kind of like maybe infection or some kind of bug that is leaving that. And it says online that you really need to get it out where the air circulates because it's just been sitting in our living room, nowhere near the window. We don't open the window that often. So I think it's going to, fingers crossed, thrive.
And growing things indoors can be so challenging because if some kind of infection or insect gets in there, the natural predators or the natural balance against that, it may not be able to get inside your house, right?
That's true.
So you have a more controlled ecosystem. So if something bad gets in, you don't have the balance of the good to fix it. So being outdoors is in some ways much better.
You should bear that in mind, if you're growing something. Matahari from Trinidad and Tobago sent in this photo because our pad is set up to show the food. I'm going to show Ryan here, saying this is a watercress farm in Trinidad and Tobago, and said you might enjoy that. The green,
lovely.
That is really healing.
Yeah.
Are you a watercress fan, Ryan?
Yeah, I am, but I've never grown it myself. I grow some kind of similar things. It makes me think of the kind of Southeast Asian version of morning glory, the one that's put into all the stir fries.
Oh,
that stuff grows kind of in a similar way in a kind of a wetland like that.
Said it's natural next to the river there. We used to do watercress. Is that not the one that you can grow at home, like in cotton wool as well?
Yeah.
We used to do that as a school project in the UK, and I used to hate
fast.
it. Yeah, like a couple of days and it's done. And my dad used to eat it all. I'm still not a massive fan, I've got to say. Sorry, Fussy Peter. And today's hashtag, let's link it into what we're talking about as well, is 어떤 or which. Which do you prefer, tomatoes or strawberries, if you had to only eat one for the rest of your life?
Oh, tomatoes.
Oh,
but not just any tomato.
Oh, really?
It's got to be like Cherokee purples,
a good one,
or Sunrays, or yellow brandywines.
You're going deep into the world of tomatoes. I'm not a fan. You know that I'm fussy. Cucumbers, tomatoes used to be up there with cucumbers for me because the texture, right? Similar, watery, like, and actually even more like gooey inside, right? A tomato. And so, I love them now in burgers and things like that, and salads where I don't notice them, maybe with some mozzarella or something like that. I love them
when I don't notice them.
Yes, that's what I want, because I know they're very healthy for you. So those are the 2 ingredients we're doing today. We're going...
What about tomato juice then?
I've only really had it on the plane because I've heard, it's meant to taste better.
Like Bloody Mary mix, or are you talking
just
like...
Just out of the can, and it's not great. Well, but it's not bad in the plane, because I do feel, the taste is not bad, because I think due to the pressure and your senses being dulled, on Earth it tastes too like in your face, but up there it's like, it's not too bad.
You don't have to notice it as
There
much. You can like it more.
There you go. So these 2 things that we're talking about in season at the moment, they're kind of special ones though, not just any old tomatoes and strawberries.
Right. So have you guys seen how crazy the strawberries get here in Korea? Have you seen this? Like when I first got here, and it's like January, and suddenly the supermarkets fill up with these strawberries that are like, I brought some pictures, we'll share in a bit, but they're like huge and so beautiful, not a blemish on them. I'm like, how are they growing these in winter?
They're like Miss World strawberries, aren't they?
It just kind of freaked me out, and I was like, what are they putting? Is this nuclear engineering? What is going on? What it really is, though, is... So if you've got a greenhouse in Korea, and you're growing things maybe throughout the year in that greenhouse, in the winter with the low light that we have at this latitude throughout the winter and the cold temperatures, there's only a few crops that you can grow through the winter in your greenhouse. Things like spinach or bomdong that we talked about, the winter cabbage, without really heating that greenhouse. But strawberries fetch a much higher yield price than spinach or winter cabbage or some of these other things. So a lot of farmers adapted to that years and years ago to growing the strawberries because they grow in low light.
Yeah.
And they don't need super warm temperatures either. And so that's why a lot of Korean folks, if you ask them when is strawberry season, they'll tell you, January.
Yeah, it's winter, 100% here, isn't it? And it's hard to find them in summer, which is the season that I remember them in the UK, like from maybe May, June, because strawberries and cream during, I've told you before, Wimbledon, the tennis tournament, that's the go-to snack and dessert, and so that's in June or July. So I was really confused. But we've been to the farms, the greenhouses where you can pick them and stuff with the kids. That's really fun. Siska says, I miss Korean strawberries around the springtime. Yeah, so they're still in season now, right? Lilith also saying Korean strawberries just so good, so different to English ones. Yeah, the size of English ones is usually smaller. They're usually uglier, like you were saying. They've got blemishes. They're a bit uneven. They're a bit more tart, I would say, British ones.
Yeah, the ones I grew up having in the States were not as sweet as these. And I think, it's maybe because there's a little bit less land around here, and so each greenhouse or each field that's growing strawberries, a lot more care goes into it. We don't have these super massive farms that you see in the United States and many other countries where it's done mechanically. These are really done by hand.
And this is what you can see. You'll have them like stacked. You'll have like a higher layer of strawberries, and they'll hang down, and then you pick them up. They tell you how to do it, and you got to be careful because once you touch it, you have to take it. And if you touch the extra strawberry, it can spoil quite easily. I've heard. So they always told us to like touch the stem bit.
Right. The oils on your hand can cause it to break down on the skin pretty quickly.
Look at these giant ones here.
This is what I first saw when I came to Korea, and I was like, what are they doing to these things? How does that happen?
Like the palm size of the palm of your hand almost. And you get some crazy giant ones that you can buy individually here.
Yeah, individually wrapped. Like each one is in a little like foam wrapper to keep it from getting any blemishes. There, right there. Yeah. And have you seen the white ones?
Yeah, I've not had them because they, to me, seem like unripe strawberries.
They
right?
look like E.T. when he got sick. You know,
It's lost all its colour. Because I grew strawberries when I was young in the UK, and they're kind of whitey green before they turn red, and I'm like, no, that's not right. But they're meant to be white.
Did I bring a picture of the white strawberries? These are interesting looking.
One? I don't know if
these have become kind of famous. There you go. They've become kind of famous. Yeah, they look like underripe strawberries, but they're totally not. This is just a different variety. I did try them once, and they were super sweet. I think they're grown with a lot of care, because they fetch a higher price. They get exported a lot to Taiwan, to Japan. Yeah.
It's just something fun, isn't it?
Yeah, just something different.
Yeah, so if you do come to Korea at this time of the year, you have to try them. Because strawberries, I think, are many people's favourite fruit, or at least in their top 5, just for the strawberry taste. And the Korean sweetness is off the charts.
You got to try them. And it's become really popular amongst travelers that come to Korea. They've learned and gotten into tasting these Korean strawberries. And you can get them maybe through this month. Yeah. Because now you'll start to see the more like what I brought in today, the ones grown outside, because they are a pretty cold, hardy plant. And the more sunshine, the more sweetness. These are so sweet. Oh, wow. And I made a little smoothie out of them here for us today.
Oh, nice.
In season. And then the other thing we're talking about today is a tomato juice, but not just any tomato juice. Down in Busan, or near Busan, there's this area that grows tomatoes near the seaside. Yeah. And so they actually have a little bit of salinity in the soil that gets imparted into the tomatoes. Yeah. And so they're a salty tomato.
Wow. That's not a common thing.
Not a common.
Salty tomato.
In Spain, there's a region that does kind of a similar thing, but I don't think they're also kind of sweet and salty. They're more just salty.
At the same time. Yeah. All right, we'll get to trying them in part 2. Let's get to some music now from Woods Downtown. That is part 2, Dish of the Day now getting underway with Chef Ryan in the studio. Lots of messages coming in from you guys. Goodness gracious. We got one from Raul who says, veggies are still a fair price in Argentina, but still, everyday things are expensive. Strawberry season here is definitely summer, and that actually means the same months as Korea. Oh, because you're in the southern hemisphere. That makes sense. Yeah, usually a summer fruit, isn't it?
Yeah, Lily writes here, Korean strawberry is my favorite. Love watercress, but I don't buy it often because it's expensive. Oh, yeah, it can be. What else? Now I'm craving Chinese tomato with scrambled egg.
Oh, that's so good.
That is really good.
They do that at the Chinese places
right
here.
In the wok. If I was choosing strawberries, I nearly choose the Korean ones if they are available. Yeah, me too.
I don't know if we've got them in the UK. Please do let us know. But like you said, some of them go out for export, and they must fetch a high price for consumers. And that... In Korea, I think you call it todalbok, tomato 달걀 볶음. At the Korean, Chinese, like the lamb skewer places, they do it so well. Oh, it's delicious, isn't it?
Lovely.
Siska from Jakarta says, I watched a video before, and it said that tomatoes have more vitamins when they're cooked than when they're raw. Do you know if that's true? Oh, I have heard that as well. There are some things where nutrients are released with heat, right?
There are a lot of different vegetables, a lot of green vegetables, where your body can't really access the vitamins and minerals in them unless they are cooked. Yeah. But on exactly about tomatoes specifically, I'm not sure. I'd probably believe anything you told me, though.
Yeah. I'm going to put it in AI while you're reading the next message to see what that says.
Maz writes, strawberries, dalgi, and watercress salad would be nice. We get watercress in our fresh streams along the farms. That's so nice to be able to just go forage for watercress. That's
amazing.
Lucky.
Yeah. AI says it is a bit nuanced. There's give and take with tomatoes when you cook it, but the big win is lycopene. That is the antioxidant that gives tomatoes their red colour. And if it's raw, it's locked within the tomato cell walls. But if it's cooked, it breaks down those cell walls so you can absorb it.
There you go. Thank you, Peter, and thank you, AI.
Indeed.
It's still working for us and not against us yet.
it might be tricking us. It might be poisonous, those tomatoes, right, when they're cooked, and it's trying to take over the world.
Well, this tomato juice is steamed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, not just raw tomatoes.
Not just raw tomato. This is the Korean kind of style. And with those salty tomatoes, that's what you do with it.
Okay. Yeah. Any last messages to read there?
I do. I have one more from Monte here. I love tomatoes on pizza. We do egg and tomatoes with salted fish, often eaten in bread or hot roti. That sounds really good.
Egg, tomatoes, and salted fish.
That sounds really good. Egg, tomatoes, salted fish. Goodness. I want to try this salted fish.
Sherry saying as well from Ohio, strawberries are one of my favorite fruits, and I used to dislike them even though we grew them when I was young in the garden because I was so fussy. I'd only eat apples and literally no other fruit. But now, one of my hands down favorite fruits to eat, right? What is there not to like about a strawberry?
I love strawberries, but the tomato, it's all about the tomato.
Really? All right, well, let's go strawberries first because they are staring at me in this plate.
Yeah.
Let's get them on. Look how deep red they are.
Just grab one of those suckers. I already washed them good this morning.
Look at that.
And these were not cheap because they are the field-grown ones.
Really?
Season right now.
How much are we talking
One little
then?
package was like man ichona.
12,000 won.
At a cheap place. Wow. Not like,
Because the majority of these you're eating are going to be the greenhouse ones, right? The indoor ones. So for outdoor ones, they do look deeper red than usual. So let's give that a try. Oh, they smell so good as well. That strawberry scent is delicious. They are perfectly right. Because strawberries, they do not last long, right? When you buy them in a pack, and if they've been wobbled about a bit, after a day or two, they kind of break down and get mushy on the outside, and mold starts so quickly, doesn't it? Yeah. So these have got to be eaten. They're so juicy, so sweet, and that strawberry scent, and the texture is perfect, right? Not too hard, not too soft and mushy either. Really delicious. Just eat them like this.
I didn't really want to pay $12 for this package of strawberries. It was only well, not much. I mean, everything's represented here in this and here. That's all of them. And that's more than I guess if I would have gone to the giant market, I probably could have found a better deal, but they wouldn't have been these special strawberries necessarily. It just would have been whatever they had.
Yeah, the indoor stuff, right?
These are really good.
They're so tasty. And in Korea, I don't know, I guess, the most common way to eat a strawberry is just eating it. But you've also prepared a strawberry smoothie. Wow. So look at this colour here, if I get it on the stream. Oh, that is perfect. And you'll get so many strawberry beverages at the cafes around this time of year. Some buffets have strawberry buffets as well. They'll have desserts and whatnot with strawberry inspired dishes. How did you make that then?
I poured some of this over some homemade vanilla ice cream
and
gave it to my kitchen neighbors and had some myself yesterday.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was like the sweet cream and strawberries, right?
That's perfect, isn't it?
Now, actually, how did I make this? It's incredibly boring. I washed the strawberries and put them in a blender.
That's it.
That's it.
No water, no nothing.
Yeah. What I was thinking is I might get some sparkling water or something to add to it.
Thank you.
But I just try it like this, man.
Just
it's
have the strawberries.
Totally natural.
You don't need any, this is not so thick that you can't drink it, because some fruits you do need to add some water, right? Otherwise it's too thick.
What you most commonly see in Korea there'll be some kind of lemon lime soda added to this to thin it out. And then they might add some sugar on top of that.
Yeah.
But when I made this, I just tasted it and I was like, man, you don't need to do anything to this.
No. There's a famous smoothie chain here that came around, I want to say 2008-ish, and they often have the strawberry lemon as one of their best sellers, and that's really good as well. If you put some ice in it too. But this looks amazing. This would be so expensive as well at the shops, right, to buy this.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's a perfect smoothie, right? It's just so smooth. The smell... That is strawberries jacked up to the maximum.
Koreans have finally started in the last few years gotten on board with more dairy, and so you'll also see this with yogurt.
Yeah.
10 years ago you'd be hard pressed to find Greek yogurt in a supermarket, but now it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And so
much.
like a little yogurt in these, or even cream. Sweetened condensed milk gets thrown in, the yonyu. I don't need any of that extra sugar. This is sweet enough, just naturally.
Yeah, I guess if you wanted it to be more of a meal substitute, putting in yogurt would be a good idea. And Koreans have, for the longest time, consumed so much drinkable yogurt, right? Mm-hmm. That is a big deal here.
That's true.
Since the 80s when I came, that Yakult, which is now a global brand, that's been a thing, and we got so much
banana
choice.
OU, right?
Yeah, that is so
Choco.
Oh, banana and strawberry. That's a great combination, isn't it? Yeah. And so if you want to enjoy strawberries, now is the best time
to
do it, right? Yeah. I think we had some photos earlier of the tomatoes. So why don't we check out some of the tomato pics, and then we will do the tomato juice tasting in part 3.
Good idea.
Because these tomatoes, like you said, they're the special ones down south. Did you say around Busan?
Yes.
They're known as Daejeo.
Right.
Salty, or Jjapjjali.
Right. Jjapjjali is
tomatoes.
Kind of the more common thing, but Daejeo is also used because that signifies where they're originally from.
So this is what they look like, just like not too different from a regular tomato.
Those are about racquetball size. They don't usually get to tennis ball size, and you'll see them. They'll often be a little greener. I bet you, a nickel to a donut that they grow better in a colder climate than the regular tomatoes, because right now they're really popular all around, and it's still kind of cold for tomatoes.
Is it in season now then?
These particular variety has popped up in all the markets right now and have specials on them just like this week.
Oh, really?
So my guess is it's a colder, hardier plant. I've never grown this one myself, but I'll bet you if you put it in a greenhouse, it'll do better in those early months, like the last month or two. Yeah.
Tomatoes in general, what is their peak season?
Really summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When the rains come here, you got to watch it. Yeah. Your tomatoes, if they suck up too much water, they'll explode.
Really?
They'll bust, and get cracks in them, and then you've lost that tomato. So we've often been out in the heat and the rain, just trying to pick everything we can.
So the color of them in the second picture we showed there was really kind of green. Does that not symbolize that the tomato is unripe, or does it really depend on like the species?
Well, it does depend on the species, but it's also, there's just a lot less sunlight. You notice just now, it's light when at like 6 something in the morning. I mean, before it would be dark until after 6:30 just a couple weeks ago. Yeah. But our days are getting much longer. And those tomatoes being grown in that low light, they're not going to be as sweet. They're not going to be as red.
So it's the light that brings the reddish color to it as well.
As well, getting that extra ripeness. Yeah.
Okay. We've got a question from Jackie, who is saying, Chef, do you know what variety of strawberries they are growing here in Korea? So I'm also putting that into AI now.
No, that's a really good question. Korea has its own strains of tomatoes that they developed, I'd say about 30 years ago, that are fungus resistant. And that's really, really important in a country that has a severe rainy season like we do. For 2 weeks every summer, it can pour. And we've had years since I've been a farmer, where we didn't see the sun for most of the year. It was just wet. And we've had years that were really dry too, but you always get about two weeks at least of heavy rain. And a lot of tomato varieties, then what happens is blight gets them, or other things too, but blight's the number one. And it's a fungus that exists in the soil, and it loves tomatoes and peppers, and loves a lot of things in the nightshade family like that. Yeah. And I can speak from a lot of experience. I've lost a lot of stuff due to blight. Yeah. And so by breeding a fungus-resistant strain of tomato here, they were able to avoid the blight issue.
Yeah. And then with strawberries, Jackie, 설향 is the number one variety in Korea. Apparently 80 to 85% of local marts will be selling that variety. They're the juicy, soft, sweet and tart ones. Probably the variety that we're eating as well, 설향, which kind of means, I guess, snow scent. And that's because they're grown in the winter, like we said. We'll get to some more music. We'll try the tomato juice. Like I said, I'm not a massive tomato fan, so we'll see how I react to it. This is Taeyong and Haechan with Bittersweet Addiction. We're back for part 3, Dish of the Day with Chef Ryan in the studio with tomatoes and strawberries, the stars of the show, but Korean ones. So the strawberries are maybe bigger and sweeter than elsewhere. Seollhang is the main species. And then with tomatoes, we're talking about the specific one, the Daejeo Jjapjjali tomatoes, which are salty as well as sweet. A little bit salty, not like overtly. Right?
No, just a little bit salty.
Okay.
Jackie wrote something here really interesting. She says, we spend the extra time putting blue rock or shell, and baking soda in the ground before planting tomatoes. It combats the blight.
Ooh.
That's really interesting. I've not heard of that. Or those remedies. What we found worked for us, Jackie, was biochar. If you have a tablespoon of biochar, which is essentially a hard wood charcoal, and you could unfold that all the way, it has the surface area of a whole football field.
Oh, you said that before, right? Yeah.
And so microorganisms can use it as like a giant hotel building or something, right? So you can get a lot of microorganisms in a very small space. And when that is near the roots of a plant, it's like they have access to the land size of a football field worth of microorganisms.
Wow.
Basically, it just made a really diverse ecosystem, which blight has a harder time combating all that diversity.
Wow.
That's what really, really worked. But thanks, Jackie. This is cool. Learning new stuff.
She also said she sprays the plants at night with water that has baking soda mixed into it, and that can help with the pH balance and help the plants to fight off the blight too. Wow, you're a bit of an expert, aren't you?
Wow, Jackie, we gotta chat some more. I'll do the lactobacillus after it rains here, and that kind of helps too.
Like the gut bacteria.
Yeah, the same bacteria that lives in us is a really great thing to spray plants with.
Wow.
And also at the roots, it helps break down nutrients, make it more easily accessible.
Because that's always advertised for the yogurt drinks here,
it
right?
is,
the lactobacillus.
Yeah.
So just pour that on your plants. Well, don't pour the yogurt
Dilute
on there,
it.
no.
Dilute it, yeah.
Raul says from Argentina, strawberries here definitely considered summer fruit like melons, watermelons, and grapes. Cherries as well. Cherries, when do they come out in Korea usually? Cherries. There is a season for them. And I swear my sister-in-law brought them to our house maybe a couple of months back. Maybe they're wintry. Raul says, the strawberries do grow far from my province, and we do have whipped cream with them too. That's delicious. And the tomatoes you showed look like Argentinian ones. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me, we were, years and years ago, we were doing a camping trip way down Jeollanam-do, the southwest side of Korea. Yeah. And driving back from that trip, there were a bunch of farmers that had little roadside stands holding up big, they always use the same bowl for the strawberries. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That maroon plastic bowl. And we just pulled over real quick, and for about $5, again, this was probably 15 years ago, but for $5, we got this big bowl full of these field-grown strawberries. Yeah. And they weren't the most beautiful-looking strawberries. They were kind of gnarly, a little flat on one side. But driving back, the three of us guys just munching on all these strawberries. Man, it was so good. Just fresh out of the field.
Okay, we've got the tomato juice, which I've just poured in. And when I saw you earlier in the lounge area, and I saw this big bottle of orange stuff, I was like, oh, Ryan's gotten it mixed up. He's brought carrot juice.
No, sir.
But it's this orange inside, when you mix it all together.
Yeah, blended it.
Wow.
And it came out kind of orange. It's maybe it's because it's next to these super red strawberries that it looks so orange.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we took the tomatoes and I just scored the bottoms of them. I removed the little greens and the tops and scored the bottom, and then I placed them in a steamer just for like about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then you'll see where you score it at the bottom, where you put a little X, that skin will start to come up just a bit. And then you cool them down, and they're super easy to peel that way.
Okay.
Because you don't want peels in any of your juices.
Okay. And so you just peel those off and then put the rest into a blender?
Into the blender, right. And then I did add a tiny bit of salt and a little bit of olive oil.
Oh.
Yeah, really nice olive oil.
And that's it. No water extra or anything?
No water, nothing else, yeah.
It smells tomatoey. Not like too strong, but that's putting me off because, drinking this is... Okay, let's give it a taste. Oh my goodness, you've definitely put a bit of salt in, but these are also a bit salty.
They're a bit salty on their own.
I don't know how I feel about salty tomatoes, because in Korea, you'll often see
sugar.
As the ladies, old ladies giving to their kids dessert, the sugar sprinkled over slices of tomato.
When you go buy tomatoes in the giant markets, there's different buildings for fruits and vegetables, and where are the tomatoes?
They are in the fruit section?
Always, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how I feel about this. It's like very weak ketchup. Very weak, right?
Yeah.
Ketchup after all. Yeah. But the saltiness is really throwing me off. But there's salt in ketchup, isn't there?
You know what would make this really good, though? Is if you just didn't add the olive oil yet, but just the salt. And then fermented it a bit.
Oh, wow.
And it would get kind of sparkly.
Yeah, that would be good.
A little bit carbonated, and you get more complex flavors out of it.
Yeah.
And it'd be more nutritious. It'd have more stuff for your gut.
Probiotics and whatnot.
Yeah.
You can definitely taste the sweetness as well there in the tomato. I think I would enjoy this as a soup. Like, warm it up. And then dip some crackers in it and stuff like that.
It's reminiscent of like a gazpacho. Have you ever had gazpacho?
The cold, like Italian soup.
Yeah,
is it
Spanish.
Okay, no, I have not. Because I would prefer this like really warm. Like, I like tomato soup from the can. Yeah, right. That's a go-to for me. This is a cold drink. Oh, I'm not sure. Well, so I brought
this vodka in here.
That saltiness is really interesting. So if you don't have this tomato or the one from Spain that you were mentioning, you just add a pinch of salt into it.
Well, and you'd want a tomato that isn't naturally super sweet as well to get a similar flavor as to what is traditionally done with these here.
Okay, and then just do the same process, like just peel the skins off. If you got the skins, that's just not going to be a nice experience when you're drinking the juice.
Right, yeah, you don't want any peels. It's the same thing like when you're doing any kind of sauce with bell peppers.
Yeah.
It's best to get rid of those peels so you don't have that in your sauce.
But that's a great hack, right? Trying to peel them when they're raw is just a pain in the bottom, isn't it? So
it gets even easier if you just you could flash boil them. So you get your water up to a boil, drop them in, take them right out and put them right into ice water. And then you're doing it really quick without even hardly cooking the tomato at all, if that's your goal.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So seasonal drinks are a real thing here, The strawberry, definitely that is all over the cafes and coffee shops at the moment. You'll see in the summertime like watermelon-inspired drinks and whatnot, right? Yeah. And so when a fruit is in season, you are having that as a drink as well. I'm on board with the strawberry smoothie 100%. The tomato juice, I'm not sure. Maybe to make you feel healthier after a night out. Next week, right, you're coming in...
Peter only... Let me just show you how much is still in it.
No, I will drink it afterwards, but I didn't want to gag or anything like that. You're coming in on Monday next week.
That's right. Yeah, we're switching it around a little bit.
I think our Pizzas on the Block guest could only come in on Tuesday, so that's one thing. And then from next week, because we're having the spring reshuffle, we will be adding in the What's in Your Fridge segment from way back when.
Oh,
right?
No kidding?
Okay?
That starts next week?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
cool. Okay.
So keep you on your toes.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Ryan remembers.
Please don't torture me like you... were y'all messing with me back in the day when you'd be like... Okay, people write in what's in their fridge, and then I had to come up with recipes for them on the spot, right? And back in the day, some folks would write in and say, so I've got some pickles and some mustard and some ketchup and some cheese slices. What can you do with that?
It better be delicious.
Are you serious right now? Are you serious?
Be nice for the first week, guys, okay? Stock up your fridges and be honest as well. Please. We're looking forward to that, Ryan. Thank you so much for these 2 delicious natural ingredients.
Yeah, Peter's not going to finish that drink.
I will, I promise, because I'm going to think of it as my vitamins or something like that. I will down it next. All right, here's Daybreak to take out Chef Ryan with Drip DA or Drip Da.